Colonial Williamsburg is a living history museum located in Williamsburg, Virginia. It is the real place where people like Thomas Jefferson and George Washington worked and lived during the time of the American Revolution. Many of the houses and buildings have been there since colonial times, while others have been rebuilt to look like buildings from 1775, which is the time that Felicity's stories take place. These marching soldiers were almost the first thing Felicity and I saw upon entering this magical place. During the American Revolution, one piper or fifer and one drummer marched along with each company of soldiers. The music they played told soldiers when to get up, when to eat, and carried messages during fighting. Before radios or phones, the music the fifer and drummer played told the soldiers whether to fight or retreat. In Colonial Williamsburg, people wear costumes to show what the clothing in 1775 was like for men, women, boys, and girls. My friend and I took Felicity to Colonial Williamsburg at Christmas time. During this special time of year, all the houses and buildings are decorated for Christmas with things found in nature, like pine cones, evergreen branches, flowers, dried herbs, and fruit. Colonists didn't have electric lights to put on their houses, so they used what was around them to decorate. A lot of the wreaths on buildings in Colonial Williamsburg were created to tell something about the home or building on which they were placed. This wreath was on a printer's shop and is made of newspaper. And this one has horses on it, which is good because it's on a barn. This wreath tells the story of Rapunzel and was found decorating the wig shop. Since it was Christmas time, I dressed Felicity in one of her Christmas gowns. This one is red and gold, but is missing the lace cap for her head. Women and girls in colonial times never went out without a cap on their head. Felicity enjoyed looking into the fenced paddock like the one her horse Penny was kept in, but looked closely to see what she needed to stay away from. This is an ox. This type of ox is an American milking Devon. They pull carts and wagons in Colonial Williamsburg, and their milk is used in some of the historic foods made in Colonial Williamsburg. Although their horns are huge, they seemed very gentle. We could almost pet them. The next thing Felicity and I saw on our Colonial Williamsburg trip was the magazine, which is the octagon-shaped brick building behind this fence. The sign outside of it says, erected, which means built. In 1715, the magazine was the Colonial Virginia's storehouse for guns, ammunition, and military supplies. The action of British Governor Dunmore on the night of April 20th to the 21st, 1775, in removing gunpowder belonging to the colony, touched off the revolution in Virginia. The book Happy Birthday, Felicity tells about this raid on the magazine. After sunset, we heard the pipers again. Now that it was dark, torches lit the streets because there are no electric streetlights in Colonial Williamsburg. we followed the sound of the music to the governor's palace, where the band was playing Christmas carols as part of their grand illumination Christmas celebration. After the band stopped playing, fireworks began in front of the governor's palace. It was a magnificent display. Felicity and my friend and I wrapped up the day at a candlelight Christmas concert at the Bruton Parish Church, which was founded in 1674. These pictures are of the church building during the day, but that night it was decorated beautifully for Christmas, just like everything else in Colonial Williamsburg. We sat in the balcony in the back of the church and looked down onto the pulpit. At the time of the American Revolution, the Church of England was the official church, and all Virginians were expected to attend church regularly. After the concert, we were able to look at the names on some of the pews. These pews were enclosed by a door. On the doors were plaques which contained the names of people who once attended the church and sat in these pews. Row 14, James Monroe. Row 16, General George Washington. Row 17, Thomas Jefferson. Row 18, Patrick Henry. Our first day with Felicity in Colonial Williamsburg was amazing.